In 1990, one actress turned down two roles that would go on to define two entire careers. One catapulted Julia Roberts into global A-list superstardom, and the other made Demi Moore one of the highest paid actresses in Hollywood history. She said no to both of them in the same year. Her name was Molly Ringwald. And just a few years earlier, she'd been the single biggest teen star in America. I watched Pretty in Pink probably 100 times as a 10-year-old when it was released to VHS. So what happened? What did walking away actually end up costing her?
Molly Ringwald got her start young, appearing in the sitcom Different Strokes and the 1982 film The Tempest, before breaking out in a major way in 1984 with 16 Candles, an instant box office hit. She followed it with The Breakfast Club in 1985 and Pretty in Pink in 1986. Three films written or directed by John Hughes that made her the defining face of American teen movies and his legacy. By her late teens, Ringwald wasn't just a working actress. She was a magazine cover star, a box office draw, and the screen presence an entire generation of teenagers saw themselves in. Studios built entire marketing campaigns around her name alone, and directors wrote roles specifically hoping she'd say yes. Hollywood had a very clear idea of what she was worth, and it came from exactly one lane: the smart, likable teenage girl next door. That image had made her famous. It had also, without her quite realizing it yet, started to box her in.
But Ringwald didn't want to play a teenager forever. As the 1990s arrived and she moved into her 20s, the offers that once had defined her stopped fitting who she was becoming. Hollywood kept sending her scripts written for a girl she no longer was. She wanted range, darker material, a real shot at being taken seriously as an adult actress. So, she made a decision that would quietly reshape the rest of her career. She started turning parts down.
In 1990, Ringwald was offered the lead in Pretty Woman, the role of Vivian Ward. She passed. By her own account, given decades later, she didn't like the story and felt uneasy about the part, worried it romanticized something she wasn't comfortable playing. The role went to Julia Roberts instead, who earned an Oscar nomination and won a Golden Globe. It was a launching pad for one of the biggest movie star careers of the decade. That same year, Ringwald also turned down Ghost. The role of Molly Jensen went to Demi Moore, and the film's success helped push Moore's career to an elite level. By the mid-1990s, she was commanding record-setting paychecks as one of the highest-paid actresses in Hollywood. Two career-defining roles, worth a fortune in box office and future paydays, offered in the same 12 months, both declined by the same 20-something actress trying to figure out who she wanted to be next.
Ringwald has said she felt boxed in at the time. Like darker, more mature roles simply weren't being offered to her, no matter how badly she wanted them. Around that same stretch, she also came close to two other roles and didn't land either one. She read for Working Girl in 1988 and for The Silence of the Lambs a few years later, and by her own account was ultimately passed over as too young for both. Those weren't choices she made, they were doors that closed on their own. Her US film career slowed considerably through the 1990s, and she spent long stretches of it living and working in France instead.
Ringwald kept working steadily for decades afterward, with a major resurgence starting with Riverdale in 2017, and roles in The Bear, Monster, and The Jeffrey Dahmer Story in the years since. While maybe a long way from being an A-lister, her career has been alive and relevant through her 50s.
What strikes me about her Pretty Woman and Ghost decisions is that nobody misled her or talked her into anything. She looked at both roles and said no on her own terms, for reasons that made sense to her at the time. There was no bad advice, no shady manager, no contract she didn't understand. The cost showed up anyway, years later, in the shape of a career that could have paid her a great deal more. Most of us will never turn down a movie role worth millions, but we all make our own version of that call. Leaving a stable job, stepping back from work, passing on a promotion at exactly the wrong moment. The lesson isn't to never walk away. It's that walking away from your peak earning years even for good reasons, carries a real cost that rarely comes back dollar for dollar. I'm Amy. Please click like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.